How's it going, guys? Welcome to Wednesday's game. I was kind of looking at my video files and I noticed, number one, that all of my SAV files, I had backed up the wrong version of Pokemon and I ended up with like some dud ones, so all the games I had from like these streams like a week or two ago are no longer valid. I'm actually running really short on videos as a result. And then I have these 3 really long video files, which I'm probably going to upload next week. But not today, because I looked at the longest one. I edited the long one last night, and it ended up being like 19 minutes still, and I was like, this is not good for picture-in-picture. No. So I found an RU match. It's not a bad one. I've just been putting it off for various reasons or whatever. It's against a guy by the name of Diego, and I'll quit stalling and we'll play it back right now. Shit, that mouse. Okay, so as you can see, he's got some RU things, I've got some RU things. This was back during the day when I liked using Sandslash, Normal Rotom, and Archeops on the same team, in case you guys are kind of familiar with half of the team build that I tend to put other stuff into just to kind of keep things fresh. And he doesn't really have anything too particularly threatening on his team. I have been using Hitmonchan a lot lately, so I do know what kind of potential that thing has. So it is something to keep an eye out for, but immediately right off the bat, there's not really anything I can think of that is going to, under normal circumstances, set up and wipe the floor with me. So it's just going to be a pretty straightforward game. I got plenty of opportunities to do this stuff, but we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So he decides to lead off with Rhydon. I see that as being fairly obvious, so I decided to switch my Ludicolo up to the lead spot. And right here I had an interesting thing, because I do threaten him with both of my stabs. He is Quad Beak to Grass and Quad Beak to Water with his typing. So he could have gone out to Lantern to take the Hydro Pump, or he could have gone out to Charizard to take the Giga Drain, and I thought I was in a really good position, but he kind of goes out to Hitmonchan as middle ground, who actually takes a Giga Drain and a Hydro Pump, and has plenty of HP to spare, and goes for Toxic, and I'm just like, this is a little bit bulkier than I was expecting it to be, and you know, that thing I was talking about Hitmonchan having potential, kind of in a different vein, but it still threw me off guard, so I really don't know what I'm going to do about it. But right there, if he did want to salvage it, I figured I was just going to go for Giga Drain, because that probably would have taken him out from that range and would have gotten me a bit of HP. But he switches out to Lantern, and he ends up, you know, I get a critical hit on him. Now, right now, definitely did matter, because it is going to end up easing my predictions when it comes to what move I'm going to go for with Ludicolo if Rhydon is to come back in, and if this thing is to be alive later on in the game. But he brings in Charizard now. So it's like, okay, you know, obvious Air Slash is obvious, whatever he wants to do. And you're going to see Charizard versus Omastar a lot in this game. Now, the reason why is I kept thinking, does he or does he not have the HP Grass? Now, both of my Charizards that I have in my box, or all 3, I don't remember. I might have a physical one, I forget. But the 2 that I could think of right off the top of my head, they both have HP Grass. So I'm like, okay, if he's Scarfed, he's going to bring it in and he's going to go for it, that kind of thing. But because he's locked on, I forget what he locked himself in on, but Omastar can take both of his stats pretty good. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to Shell Smash right here, and then we'll be good to go from there. So, after I Shell Smash, get a little bit of leftovers back. I like running lefties just because if he can get the Shell Smash going, and all the priority users are gone, you know, actually not all of the priority users, but it does help. It does help. I find it to help more than White Herb, especially if you get burned or Toxic. It keeps your sweep going a little bit longer. You could also say Lumberry for that purpose too, but whatever. So, in comes Charizard now, and I'm like, okay, here comes the HP Grass. I'm going to go into Ludicolo. I should be able to take it pretty damn well just because it's not Stab. You know, I got decent Spec D and all that shit. I don't really need to explain it too much. But he bluffs it pretty good in thinking that I'm going to be scared of it, because in the live stream, you know, you can hear exactly what I'm saying as I'm playing. And that's the #1 thing that I was talking about at the moment. Does he or does he not have HP Grass? So he figured I would switch out into something that didn't resist Flamethrower as much as Omastar does. And, you know, it's neutral on Ludicolo, and it does turn out to be a 2-hit KO from that range. So that was a pretty good play on his behalf, just based off of what he was hearing, or just even based on the situation, you know, that could have been a good play to, you know, a player with a decent amount of experience who knows that HP Grass is a thing on Charizard, on Special Charizard. So, I decided to go for Shell Smash here, and he stays in. I don't really know why, but, I decided to get up the Shell Smash, and then because he stays in, I feel pretty safe going for a second one, and I've forgotten about Hitmonchan. Now, this is a problem, because everyone in the stream was like, it has Toxic, it's bulky, it's not going to have Mach Punch. And I was like, this is a different kind of Hitmonchan. just because it's bulky, you know, I was still fearing it in the back of my head. It was probably really stupid to fear it, but I wasn't really seeing any other priority users on his team. In terms of priority, you know, Hitmonchan and Mach Punch, really good just because of Iron Fist as well. So I was like, okay, I'm now at -2 because of Shell Smash. I'm probably not going to take one. I'm going to go into Sand Slash, who's going to serve the purpose of both taking whatever hit it wants to go for. Turns out he goes for close combat. I don't think we ever learned if he does or doesn't have Mach Punch. Whatever. It's gonna happen. But I get to go for the Stealth Rocks right here, which is pretty cool. He's gonna be like in before Rocks and switching to Charizard. I don't care because he doesn't have any spinners. So once that Charizard comes in, and then I get to go back out into Omastar to take whatever hit it wants to go for. Because you're not really gonna go for Focus Blast on a Sand Slash unless you want to go for something that's going to kill, so like the HP Grass or, you know, Flamethrower, the Air Slash, that kind of thing. I don't know, just not the Focus Blast. It has Focus Miss, so there you go. But decided to go out into Omastar right now because he's, it could have been pretty risky to do that, but I was like, he's probably going to end up going for the Flamethrower, just to get some more damage off or whatever. That was a really risky play in hindsight, but I'm kind of glad it worked out. So he ends up going for the Air Slash. Missed, didn't really matter too much just because I do have lefties going, and I'm going to go for the Shell Smash again because it's just all about the smashing and not about doing anything, I guess, with Omastar ever in the history of ever. I've gotten sweeps with it, but just right now I'm just like, no, wait, no. No, that's basically what this whole game was like, and I was like, okay, now I'm going to risk it because I do have a decent amount of HP and I only have -1. And if he does have Mach Punch, it may do a lot of damage and it may KO me for all I know. But at least I get to sleep easy knowing that it did have Mach Punch or didn't have Mach Punch. So he brings in Charizard right here and I'm like, alright, we're time to settle this motherfucker. I'm not going to stall around with this shit any longer. And then he does have Hidden Power Grass and I'm just like, fuck. Okay, that was... kind of spit all over myself. That was beautiful. But that's exactly what happened. I was like, okay, on top of that, he's faster, and I guess I just forgot to check base speeds and all that shit. But it could be grass or electric. You know, I did have the Spec D drop. I don't see that KOing me from full HP. But Sawsbuck does have the Sap Sipper, and he's not going to want to be locked in on a, you know, hidden power that doesn't do any damage or is resisted. So I feel pretty safe going for the double edge, and I'm going to go for it, and he switches into Sceptile, and it surprisingly kills. I was kind of surprised. I don't know if that's thanks to Rock's damage or whatever, but, you know, it gets me a good kill. Now, the problem is here is he still has Charizard and he has Rhydon. Now, I'm not really too scared of Rhydon just because I do still have Sawsbuck. You know, I can go for the Horn Leech Stab, you know, 4 times super effective. It is a physical move as opposed to a special move, which means it's going to be able to take it that much better. And let me just say that if Rhydon got Solid Rock, I think it would get a lot more usage. You know, it has, what, Lightning Rod and... Rockhead, I think something like that. I don't remember, but it doesn't have Solid Rock, and while it is a pretty good user of Eviolite, as you can see, you know, taking 2 4 times super effective moves. I don't think the crit mattered on this one, by the way. I just think it would be that much better if it had that ability, you know, like its big brother, right period, that kind of thing. But he gets knocked out to a couple of those. I think I took an Ice Punch or something like that somewhere along the way, and I'm doing pretty good on HP. So Charizard's going to come in yet again. And it doesn't die to Stealth Rocks just because he does have the odd number of HP. It will leave him with 1 just in case you do have the odd number. But he's going to take me out with a Blaze Boosted Flamethrower. I had no hopes of taking that. But because he's locked in on Flamethrower, I do still have an Archeops flying in the wing, and I have a Rotom. Rotom is going to be completely irrelevant. The thing is, if he crits my Archeops, this game is fucking over. I have nothing to do about it. I've had that happen. I've tripped up at the finish line many times before. But that is not going to be the case because although he does bring me into defeatist range, that is his last poke, and I'm just going to be able to take him out with an Acrobatics. So that's the game. It was a pretty straightforward RU match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you can leave a like rating, comment, subscribe to your thing. Big, long-ass game. Probably going to upload those on Fridays just to close off the week because one of them is a standard match, one of them is a UU match, and another one is a... I think it's an NU match? I think it's an NU match. They were all really long, and they were all really good, but I'm probably going to start out with the standard one, and then we'll do the NU one, and then the UU one, and I guess we'll just go from there. So, anyways, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be uploading another LP episode tomorrow. I'll be recording that one in advance, and then I will publish it, just because I have work that day, so you'll probably see it in your sub box at, like, 3 o'clock my time, which I believe at the moment is... Pacific Standard Time, because Arizona's weird like that. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling, so I will see you guys next time.